Hey everyone, I'm looking at exercise 134 in the Senior 2 book today. So this one is a little tricky again. Also guys, if anyone's watching these and like, oh, there's an exercise that you've not covered that I'm really struggling with, let me know, because I'm trying to just preempt some of the more trickier ones. So this one, again, I'm going to do a breakdown and then we'll play it through a few times. The weird thing about this one is the rhythms, and it just kind of looks a bit of a mess, and you're like, oh, what's going on here? Because there's annotations, there's a bit of text above it. It's not the clearest thing to read. But when we actually get to it, it's not that bad, I promise. Sort of. So, the main thing is when we've got stuff like this, obviously it's all pretty much in eighth notes, but we just need to work out when the rests are. So kind of, when I see something like this, same with the one above it, I kind of think, right, what am I doing? So I'm playing on beats one and, so I'm resting on beat two, playing on 2 and 3 and resting on beat 4, yeah? So second bar is all eighth notes, that's fine, and then there's a rest on beat 2 and a rest on beat 4, and then the last bar there's a rest on beat 4 and, yeah? So remember, nothing on 2 and nothing on 4, nothing on 2, nothing on 4, and nothing on 4 and at the end. So that's kind of the first part of it. Second part is kind of figuring out a way using our fingers. There is some notes above it, first finger, F notes, blah, 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 blah. I like to see it as this first bar, I'm kind of using like a sort of, almost like a D major chord, except just, so I've got my index finger on fret 2 of string 3, so on the A note, and then I've got my third finger on fret 3 of string 2, so the D note there. So that's kind of the first point for this, and that's kind of like my template. So I'm playing through and thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, yeah, so it's all done with that. Nothing has to change. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, yeah. So because we've got it like this, it frees up our second finger to plonk down on this F note here, yeah, fret 3. Yeah, the only thing I do now is take off my index finger to get that open G note, yeah, and then walk it down to the E note with our first finger, so, and then back to, yeah, back to bar 3 is exactly the same as bar 1, and then look at bar 4. The first half is identical to the first half of bar 2, so we have, and then, sorry, and so we've got this little walk up E, F, and then the D string, open string 4, and A played together. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, yeah. Cool. So let's do a few run-throughs of this. Hopefully that was clear. Again, any questions, let me know. I think it needs to be done at 70. And if I make mistakes, it's fine. Make mistakes, you learn from them. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So another thing I'm going to do, I personally don't like pressing like this, but I'm putting an accent on beat 1 because it's a good way of double checking yourself to make sure that you're playing in time. And as well, if I'm demonstrating, it might be useful for you to hear where the first beat of every bar is. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Again, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Hope that helps. again, if you've got to this point, hopefully you've done 133, but it's the same sort of deal, yeah. Rest on 2, but rest on 4 and map out the rests, yeah, and then you've got this thing at the end. But anyway, it's all about 134. You do that, everything's fine. Good luck, and hope you get the tick.